The galaxy watched in silence. Billions of eyes, across thousands of worlds, stared at the live broadcast from the Triarch Medical Spire, the tallest tower in the Alien Council's capital. The image filled every screen. A frail child lay on a shining medical bed, her chest rising and falling weakly. Her skin shimmered faint blue, the mark of her noble alien bloodline. Every alien doctor had tried. Every machine had failed. For 7 days, the greatest minds of the council had stood around the child, whispering the same words again and again. There's nothing more we can do. The galaxy's most powerful family prepared to mourn. The broadcast did not cut away. It never did when the council wanted to show their power. They wanted billions to witness how even the strongest could fall. To remind all species that no one, not even rulers, could escape death. But then something unexpected happened. A figure stepped forward. She wore no gleaming robes of the council, no badge of authority, no shimmering alien implants. She was human. A woman with dark hair tied back, wearing a plain medical coat with a patch of earth stitched to her arm. Her name was Dr. Alina Merrick. The crowd of aliens watching on the screens erupted in laughter and outrage. A human? Voices hissed in every chamber across the stars. They are primitives. What could she do? They send a Deathworld savage to touch the child. Even inside the sterile chamber, the alien doctors sneered. Their voices carried through the broadcast. "Step back, human," one alien physician said coldly. "You are not trained for this level of complexity. This child's biology is beyond your kind." But Alina did not step back. She placed her black medical case on the floor. Its surface was scratched and worn, nothing like the perfect silver tools of the council. She opened it, and a strange hum filled the room. Blue light shimmered faintly from within. The alien doctors flinched. "What is that?" one demanded. "Unregistered technology." Another shouted. Alina ignored them. She knelt beside the child, checking her pulse, scanning the monitors. The numbers were falling fast. "She has minutes left," Alina whispered. Her voice was calm, but her eyes carried fire. The alien doctor scoffed. "Then let her pass. There is dignity in death." But Alina shook her head. "Not today." The words carried through the broadcast. Billions heard them. Billions felt the strange chill of human defiance. She reached into her case and pulled out a device unlike anything the aliens had seen. It was old, patched together, glowing faint red at its edges. The council had banned such devices long ago, calling them reckless human experiments. Gasps filled the chamber. "You cannot use that," the alien physicians cried. "It's dangerous. It's forbidden." Alina only answered, "So is watching a child die when you could save her." She pressed the device against the child's chest. The machine winced, sending thin streams of light into her small body. The monitors screamed in alarm. The child convulsed, her heartbeat spiking and then slowing again. The alien council representatives, watching from their golden seats above, leaned forward in shock. Their faces filled the broadcast. Wide eyes, twisted mouths, disbelief, and then silence. The monitors flatlined. A long, piercing tone filled the chamber. The child was gone. Billions watching across the galaxy gasped. Alien reporters declared her dead. The doctors turned on Alina with fury. "You killed her." One shouted, "Seize the human." Another commanded guards moved forward, their armor clanking. The broadcast showed their weapons being raised, but Alina did not move. She did not even look at the guards. She pressed her hand firmly against the child's chest, eyes locked on the still, pale face. "Breathe," she whispered. "Fight." The device in her case flickered violently, glowing brighter. Sparks flew across the floor. The lights in the chamber began to dim, then surged with a strange energy. Aliens gasped. Some cried out in fear. "What is happening?" "She is tampering with the power grid. Shut it down before she destroys us all." But still Alina whispered to the child, "Not today. You are stronger than this. You will not leave today." And then the child's chest twitched. Her fingers curled slightly. A single gasp escaped her lips. The flatline tone shattered into beeping. Her heartbeat flickered back on the monitor, weak but alive. The guards froze. The doctor stumbled back. The counselors above leaned forward in disbelief. Across the galaxy, billions of aliens watching through their screens sat in stunned silence. The impossible had just happened. Alina Merrick slowly lifted her head, her voice steady but sharp. "This fight isn't over." The broadcast ended on her face. The human doctor who refused to surrender, while the galaxy trembled with questions. The child lives again, but the galaxy demands answers. Who is this human doctor? What is the forbidden device? And what price will Earth pay for breaking the Council's laws? The galaxy erupted in chaos. News feeds across 1,000 worlds replayed the same moment. Again and again the alien child gasping for life when every doctor had failed. And standing at her side was not a council physician, not a galactic scientist, but a human. Billions argued on the networks. Some called it a miracle. Others called it madness. And many whispered in fear, what had the human done? Inside the council chamber, fury boiled. The alien high physician pointed a trembling hand toward Dr. Alina Merrick. She broke our laws. She used outlawed human technology. She tampered with noble blood. Guards stepped forward again, weapons humming. The alien leaders shouted over one another, their voices echoing through the chamber. She endangered us all. She corrupted the child. She must be executed. But a single voice cut through the storm. It was weak, but steady. Stop. Every head turned. The alien child, moments ago, near death, was sitting upright. Her eyes glowed faintly, her breath steady. Her small hand gripped Elena's wrist like an anchor. She saved me, the child whispered. The chamber froze. The counselors above exchanged uneasy glances. The broadcast, still live, carried every word to billions. Alina looked up, sweat on her brow, but fire in her eyes. She was dying. You all gave up. Humanity doesn't give up. Not while there's still a chance, the alien physicians hissed. Humanity meddles where it doesn't belong. Your kind plays with powers you do not understand. Alina opened her case again. The glow spilled out, red and unsettling, like a living heartbeat. We understand perfectly. Long ago, Earth faced a plague, a sickness that killed millions. No cure existed. So we made one. Not with safe methods. Not with your laws. We pushed science where others feared to go. The aliens stared at the device as if it were a weapon. You mean forbidden bioresonance? One counselor gasped. That practice was banned 1,000 years ago. Another shouted. No species survived it. But Elena's voice did not waver. Humanity did. Billions across the galaxy leaned closer to their screens. The word carried weight. Humanity, the so-called primitive species from a dangerous little planet, had survived what no one else could. The child, still holding Elena's wrist, whispered again, She saved me. When you could not, the silence that followed was deafening. Then came the roar. Across the council floor, voices clashed like thunder. Some demanded Elena's immediate arrest. Others demanded she finish what she started, to secure the child's survival. Billions watching sent streams of messages, half crying for justice, half begging for hope. And above it all, the alien High Chancellor raised his hand. The chamber grew still. His voice echoed cold and sharp. This human has defied the Council. She has broken sacred law. She is guilty of crimes against the galaxy. Alina met his gaze without fear. My only crime is refusing to let a child die. The Chancellor's eyes burned. Then you will answer for your arrogance. The guards advanced again. The broadcast showed their weapons locking onto Alina. But then the child's monitors screamed once more. Her vitals dropped sharply, the glow in her eyes flickering out. The audience gasped as her body trembled. She's relapsing, Alina said quickly. She pushed past the guards, placing her hands back on the child's chest. The device word, sending streams of light through her body again. The alien physicians panicked. No, stop her. She will kill the child for real this time. But the broadcast zoomed in on Elena's face. Focused, determined. The galaxy could see the truth. She believed. Hold on, Elena whispered to the child. You fought once. Fight again. The machines screamed louder. Sparks burst from the device. The chamber lights flickered. Alarms howled across the spire. The child cried out and then collapsed back, her eyes shutting completely. The monitors dipped dangerously low. The alien High Chancellor stood, slamming his staff. Enough, guards. Seize the human now. Billions of viewers saw the soldiers step forward again, weapons glowing. The feed trembled as cameras zoomed closer. But then the child's small voice whispered through the silence. Weak, fragile, yet clear enough for every corner of the galaxy to hear. Human. One word. A single word that shattered the chamber. The guards froze. The counselors stared. The broadcast carried it to billions. The alien High Chancellor's mouth fell open, his fury drowned in confusion, and Elena. She allowed herself the faintest smile. The child has spoken and chosen humanity over her own kind. The council stands divided. Will they protect the human doctor who defied their laws, or destroy her before Earth's secrets are revealed? The word echoed through the chamber like thunder. Human. The frail alien child had whispered it, her voice so weak that even the machines barely picked it up. But billions across the galaxy heard it. Billions saw it live. Every council member froze. Guards halted mid-step. Even the high physicians fell silent. The entire chamber seemed to stop breathing. The child of the ruling line, the future of the council, itself had spoken a single word, and it was not father or counsel or help. It was human. The uproar came a heartbeat later. She is corrupted. One counselor screamed. The human poisoned her mind. Another roared. This is manipulation, not medicine. The chamber exploded in shouting voices. Some demanded Elena's immediate execution. Others shouted for her to continue. The broadcast captured it all, rows of alien leaders pointing, screaming, arguing, their proud order collapsing into chaos. In the center of it, Dr. Elena Merrick stood beside the trembling child. She placed a steady hand on the girl's shoulder, whispering softly, though billions could see her lips move, "You are safe." "I'm here." The child clung to her hand, refusing to let go. Across the galaxy, the image burned into every mind. The most powerful alien child alive reaching for a human, above. In the high seats, the alien High Chancellor rose. His long, dark robes shimmered in the light, his eyes filled with cold rage. When he spoke, the chamber shook. This human has crossed the line. She defies our laws. She twists our future heir into praising her kind. She is guilty of treason against the galaxy itself. The guards readied their weapons again. The alien crowd inside the chamber shouted approval, but then another voice cut through the storm. Wait, it was Counselor Vayner, one of the oldest members, his skin pale silver and his eyes deep with memory. He raised a trembling claw. If the human has done what none of us could, if she has preserved the child's life, should we not first learn how? A hush fell again. Billions watching leaned closer. The High Chancellor snapped back. Her methods are illegal. Knowledge buried for a reason. It is reckless and dangerous. Elena finally lifted her head. Her voice, calm but sharp, carried through the chamber. Reckless? You call it reckless because you fear it. You let laws decide who lives and dies. On Earth, we don't stop when hope runs out. We fight until the very last second. Her words spread across the broadcast. Some aliens sneered. Others in distant star systems nodded slowly, remembering their own lost children, their own unanswered prayers. She speaks blasphemy. A counselor spat. She speaks truth, another whispered. The chamber divided. Suddenly, the child's monitors beeped again. Her vitals dropped sharply. Gasps filled the chamber. The High Chancellor pointed in triumph. See? The human's tricks fail. The child will die again. The guards advanced once more, billions watching, braced for the inevitable. But the child's small hand tightened on Elena's wrist. Her lips moved again, weak, barely audible. Don't leave. Elena bent closer, her face inches from the child's. I won't. Not today. Not ever. The glow from her forbidden device flickered back to life. Sparks lit the chamber walls. The machines screamed in alarm. Stop her! The High Chancellor bellowed. She will tear the spire apart. But the guards hesitated. The cameras caught their faces nervous, uncertain. They too had heard the child's words. They too had seen the impossible. Across the galaxy, the debate spread like wildfire. On warships orbiting distant suns, soldiers argued. In alien cities, crowds shouted in the streets. Some demanded the human's death. Others demanded she be protected at all costs, and deep in the shadows of the council chamber. Alien spies whispered into hidden transmitters. Reports streamed across encrypted channels. The humans still possess forbidden science. They hid it from us. If one of them can do this, what else are they capable of? The galaxy was no longer laughing at Earth. The galaxy was beginning to fear it. The High Chancellor slammed his staff against the floor, silencing the chamber once more. His voice dripped with venom. Enough. If this human is allowed to continue, she will infect the minds of billions. She will spread her chaos to every world. Guards, remove her now. The soldiers raised their weapons again. The child's weak cries echoed as she clung to Elena's hand. The broadcast zoomed in, showing the glowing barrels pointed at the human doctor's chest. And then the lights of the chamber flickered. For a moment, everything went dark. When they returned, a new image filled the screens. Not the child. Not Elena, but Earth. Earth's oceans. Earth's skies. Vast shadows rising from the seas. Gigantic black shapes breaking the surface warships. The broadcast was being hacked, and the galaxy saw something it was never meant to see. Earth's secret is revealed. Humanity has warships rising from the oceans. The Council is horrified. Is this medicine or war? The chamber fell into stunned silence. For a moment, no one spoke. No one even breathed, across billions of screens. The broadcast showed Earth, not the human doctor, not the child, but the blue planet itself. And from its endless oceans, massive shadows rose. At first, they looked like islands breaking the surface. But then the water poured away, revealing colossal shapes of metal. Black hulls, towering spires, armored beasts built for war, human warships. The galaxy gasped as one. No, impossible. They were forbidden such power. Earth was a backwater. They had nothing. The feeds zoomed closer, carried by alien surveillance drones. Dozens and hundreds of warships were surfacing at once. Their hulls gleamed with strange plating. Weapons, silent but menacing, glowed faintly along their sides. One ship, larger than the rest, emerged with a roar that shook the oceans. A name painted across its armored flank appeared clearly on the broadcast. The Resolute, inside the council chamber, erupted. The High Chancellor slammed his staff down, cut the feed, shut it down. Technicians scrambled, but it was too late. The hacked broadcast wasn't from the Council's own systems. It came from Earth itself. Humanity had forced the galaxy to look. Dr. Elena Merrick turned her head toward the images. Her lips pressed into a thin line. She hadn't expected this. The alien child, still weak but alive, opened her glowing eyes to stare at the screen. Your people. She whispered. Elena nodded softly. We never stopped preparing. Billions of aliens across the stars cried out, some in fear, some in rage, others in quiet awe. Primitive deathworlders. They built a fleet in secret. They defied the Council for years. Counselor Vayner rose again, his old voice trembling. They were not primitives. They were survivors. And now we see the cost of ignoring them. The High Chancellor pointed a claw at Elena, his fury burning. This is proof. Proof that humanity is a threat to every world. They hide armies beneath their seas, waiting for the day to strike. His words carried across the broadcast. Whole species, watching from their homes, began to panic. If Earth had hidden this, what else could they be hiding? Suddenly the broadcast shifted. A human face appeared. It was Admiral Joran Hale, commander of Earth's secret fleet. His voice was deep, steady, unshaken. To the Galactic Council, he began. And to every species watching, hear these words. For centuries, you laughed at Earth. You mocked us. You called us weak, fragile, primitive. The feed cut to images of alien armies crushing human colonies. Alien fleets surrounding Earth, council leaders sneering in their golden halls. But you were wrong, Admiral Hale continued. We built in silence. We built in the shadows. And we built not for conquest, but for survival. His eyes burned into the cameras. Humanity does not surrender. Not today. Not ever. The chamber erupted again. The High Chancellor shouted for the feed to be destroyed. But no one could look away. Elena's heart pounded as she turned back to the child. Do you understand now? She whispered. We don't stop fighting. Not in medicine. Not in war. Not in life itself. The child clutched her hand tighter. The glow in her eyes shimmered brighter, but above them the council burned with fury. They built forbidden warships. They are preparing for rebellion. This is proof of their corruption. The High Chancellor's voice cut through all others. Humanity must be erased before their fleet grows stronger. He pointed at Elena, standing over the child. And it begins with her. Seize the human. End this madness. The guards surged forward again, weapons raised. The broadcast zoomed in, showing the barrels aimed at Elena's chest. But before they could fire, the chamber's walls trembled. Every screen flickered back to Earth's oceans. And there, in orbit above the planet, a new shadow appeared, one even larger than the warships below. A massive human battleship, like anything the galaxy had ever seen, broke through the clouds. Its hull shimmered black and silver, its cannons glowing with unnatural energy. The feed's final words echoed through every speaker, sent directly from the ship's commander. This is humanity's final warning. Touch her, you declare war on Earth. The broadcast cut to black. The council must decide. Surrender the human doctor to appease the galaxy, or face the full force of Earth's hidden armada. The galaxy trembled. Across billions of screens, the broadcast of Earth's hidden fleet still echoed in stunned silence. Alien families whispered in fear. Soldiers in faraway starbases clutched their weapons nervously. For the first time in centuries, the Galactic Council faced something it had never imagined: human warships. Massive and defiant, rising from the seas and skies of Earth. And now, the Council had a choice. Inside the shining Council chamber, the High Chancellor's voice boomed. Humanity is guilty of treason against the galaxy. Their weapons are outlawed. Their fleets are forbidden. They hide armies, waiting to strike. If we allow this, every world falls into chaos. Humanity must be crushed before their fire spreads. The counselors roared in agreement. The chamber shook with fury, but one voice spoke against it. Counselor Vayner rose again, his frail hands trembling. You call them traitors? But ask yourselves, who gave up on the child? Who failed when all your great wisdom meant nothing? And who saved her when no one else could? Humanity did. His words carried into the broadcast, now spread to every corner of the galaxy. Some aliens watching nodded quietly, as others shouted at their screens. Still, the High Chancellor slammed his staff down. The human fleet is a threat to all life. Mobilize every ship, surround Earth. If they resist, burn their planet. The galaxy moved with terrifying speed. On the edges of Earth's solar system, alien fleets arrived in waves, vast dreadnoughts with gleaming shields, carriers filled with strike craft, destroyers bristling with weapons. The sky above Earth darkened as alien ships filled orbit, blotting out the stars. From the surface, billions of humans watched, some in terror, some in awe, but none in surrender. In the oceans, humanity's fleet responded. Warships broke the waves, engines roaring, cannons charging. From underground hangars, sleek black starfighters screamed into the sky. Massive orbital guns rotated, locking on the incoming fleets. And in orbit, Earth's largest ship, the Resolute, turned its cannons toward the alien armada. Inside the council chamber, Dr. Alina Merrick stood firm beside the alien child. Duh. The guards still aimed their weapons at her. The High Chancellor sneered. Your people will burn for this, human. Your arrogance has doomed Earth, but Alina did not flinch. She held the child's hand tightly, her voice calm and steady. Do you see it now? This is why we built the fleet. Not for conquest, for survival. Because we knew this day would come, the day you would turn on us. The Chancellor laughed bitterly. You built weapons to save yourselves? And now they will destroy you. The child, weak but awake, shook her head faintly. Her glowing eyes stared at the council leaders. You are blind. You call them dangerous, but they fight only when cornered. They fight only because you would not listen. The chamber fell into uneasy silence. The child's words cut deeper than any blade. Above Earth, the first moves began. The alien fleet sent a message. Surrender the human doctor. Hand over your fleets, or Earth will be destroyed. The response came from Admiral Hale aboard the Resolute. His voice was calm, steady, and unshaken. Humanity does not surrender. Not our people, not our planet, not our future. His words echoed across the stars. The alien admirals laughed, confident in their numbers, but then the first shot was fired. A single alien cruiser moved too close to Earth's defenses. One of Earth's hidden orbital cannons fired, a beam of searing light tearing the cruiser apart in a single strike. Billions gasped. The galaxy had just witnessed humanity's first act of defiance. The alien fleet moved as one, dreadnoughts powered weapons. Fighters swarmed like clouds of metal. The sky above Earth shimmered with the glow of charging cannons. On the ground, humans ran to shelters. Children clutched their parents. Soldiers boarded their warships, eyes hard, ready for the end. Inside, the council chamber, the High Chancellor pointed at Alina. Look at what you've unleashed. Your people will die screaming, and you will watch them burn. But Alina's voice, steady and unbroken, rang out. No, you will watch us fight. The alien child's monitors beeped wildly, her glowing eyes fixed on the chamber's screens. And then, as the first alien dreadnought unleashed its barrage beams of burning plasma falling toward Earth's skies, the broadcast cut to black. The war has begun. Can humanity's secret fleet stand against the full power of the alien armada? And what role will the alien child reborn by human hands play in this battle for Earth's survival? The sky above Earth burned. Alien dreadnoughts fired beams of plasma that split the clouds. Explosions lit the upper atmosphere, scattering fire across the heavens. Human warships answered with thunderous cannon fire, their black holes flashing like lightning as they struck back. Billions across the galaxy watched the battle in real time. Screens everywhere showed humans once mocked as fragile standing toe-to-toe against the greatest fleet the Council had ever gathered. And in the council chamber, the broadcast still flickered, showing both the war and the dying child. The alien High Chancellor's voice thundered over the chaos. You see, humanity brings only destruction. Their weapons defile the stars, but his words faltered when the child's monitors screamed again. Her body trembled on the bed, her vitals spiking wildly. Light poured from her veins like glowing rivers, shining through her skin. Dr. Alina Merrick leaned over her, desperate, steady hands pressing on the girl's chest. Stay with me. You've already fought death once. Fight again. The alien physicians recoiled in fear. This is unnatural. She is mutating. She cannot survive this. But the child gasped, her small hand clutching Elena's wrist with inhuman strength. Her glowing eyes opened wide, staring at the ceiling as if she could see beyond the chamber, beyond the planet itself. I hear them, she whispered. The chamber fell silent. Hear who? Alina asked softly. The ships, the child breathed. Humans. The soldiers. Their hearts. They beat as one. On the battlefield, something strange began. Human warships, moments ago, scattered and struggling, suddenly shifted in perfect unison. Their movements grew sharper, their timing flawless, as if one mind guided them all. Cannons fired together, striking dreadnoughts at their weakest points. Fighters swarmed in formations so tight, so precise. Alien admirals shouted in disbelief. They shouldn't be able to coordinate like this. No fleet fights with such unity. But they did. Every human ship moved as if connected by an invisible thread. In the council chamber, Alina realized the truth. Her eyes widened. She turned to the child. "It's you. You're linked to them." The child's voice shook, glowing brighter with every word. "When you saved me, something changed. I can feel the humans. Their hope, their fear, their strength. It flows through me." The alien counselors backed away in horror. "Impossible. She's become a weapon. She's corrupted by human science." But Alina shook her head firmly. "Not a weapon. A bridge." Outside, the war shifted. A human destroyer, crippled and burning, had been seconds from being destroyed by alien fire. But at the last instant, 3 other human ships moved to shield it, their combined weapons blasting the attackers apart. A squadron of alien fighters tried to flank Earth's defenses, but human starfighters cut them off, anticipating their every move. It was as if the entire human fleet fought with one heartbeat. The galaxy could not believe their eyes. Inside the chamber, the High Chancellor roared with fury. "This is abomination. This child has been twisted by human hands. End her, end them all." Guards moved forward, weapons raised again. The child's monitors screamed louder. Her glow filled the room, blinding bright. Alina stepped in front of her protectively. "Touch her, and you will regret it," the Chancellor snarled. "You dare threaten the Council?" But before he could give the order, the chamber walls shook violently. Dust fell from the ceiling. The broadcast screens flickered, showing an alien dreadnought splitting apart under a coordinated human strike. The child's glow pulsed brighter. Her voice filled the chamber, though her lips barely moved. "They will not fall. Humanity does not break. Not today." Her words carried across the broadcast. Billions of aliens watching felt the chill. It was not just the humans they feared. Now it was the child, reborn by human defiance. The High Chancellor tried one last time, his voice cracking with rage. "She is proof humanity cannot be trusted. They twist life itself into weapons. If we do not stop them now, the galaxy is lost." But Councillor Vayner's voice rose above him. "Or perhaps humanity is the galaxy's only hope. For they fight when all others give up." The chamber erupted in shouting once more. Some councillors demanded the child's destruction. Others demanded her protection. The galaxy itself was splitting in two. On the battlefield, the war reached a new peak. The alien fleet pushed forward, their numbers still overwhelming. Human ships fought desperately, even with their newfound unity. And then the child sat upright on the bed. Her glow flared, flooding the chamber with blinding light. Her voice rang out, calm yet powerful, echoing across every broadcast. "Enough." The screens shook. The battlefield froze. For a moment, alien and human ships alike hesitated, as if struck by the same force. The galaxy held its breath. The child has awakened, her voice reaching across fleets. Will she bring peace or unleash a new kind of war that will shake the stars themselves? The stars above Earth blazed with fire. Alien dreadnoughts circled the planet like predators, their weapons glowing, ready to finish the hunt. The sky itself seemed to tremble under their shadow, but below them, humanity stood firm. Black warships, freshly risen from Earth's oceans, formed a wall of steel and fire. Their cannons charged, their fighters swarmed, their shields hummed with strange energy. They were outnumbered 10-1, but they did not retreat. The galaxy watched the impossible, fragile Earth. Once mocked as a death world backwater, now standing against the might of the Council's armada. Inside the chamber, the alien High Chancellor's fury burned hotter than the fleets above. "This ends now," he roared. "Humanity has broken every law. They hide armies, they twist life, they corrupt children. They must be erased. But the child, now awake, her glowing eyes steady, lifted her hand. The lights in the chamber bent toward her. Her voice, soft yet unshakable, carried across the galaxy through the broadcast. You fear them because they will not kneel. You call them reckless because they refuse to surrender. But I have seen their hearts. Humanity fights not to conquer, but to live. The counselors muttered, their unity broken. Some shouted for her silence. Others stared at her with something that looked like hope. Dr. Elena Merrick stood by her side, unflinching. You call us dangerous, she said, her voice sharp. Maybe we are, but better danger than despair. Better fighters than cowards who let children die. Above Earth, the alien fleet unleashed its fury. Plasma beams rained down in blazing arcs. Alien fighters swarmed in black clouds, firing endless streams of fire. The dreadnought's cannons glowed brighter than suns as they fired into the human wall. Human warships shook under the assault. One destroyer exploded, scattering fire across the sea. Another ship's hull cracked, plunging back beneath the waves. Admiral Joran Hale's voice rang across the comms. Hold the line. Every ship, hold the line. Humanity does not yield. And then the humans struck back. The Resolute, largest of Earth's ships, fired its main cannon. A beam of crimson light tore through the void, splitting an alien cruiser in half. 3 more ships fired in unison, their shots cutting down a dreadnought before it could unleash another barrage. The galaxy gasped. Humanity's weapons were not crude. They were precise, devastating, and terrifying. But still, the aliens pressed forward. Their numbers were too great. Their power too heavy in the chamber, the High Chancellor sneered. You see, even with their tricks, they cannot last. Their ships will burn. Their planet will fall. The child's glow flared brighter. Her small hand clenched, and every human ship seemed to pulse in response. Across the battlefield, captains shouted in shock. Systems are stabilizing. Our weapons are recharging twice as fast. It's like the fleet is alive. The child whispered, They are not alone. I will not let them fight alone. Her eyes blazed like twin stars. The battlefield changed again. Human ships moved as one, every cannon firing with perfect timing. Fighters darted between alien squadrons with impossible speed. Striking at weak points the enemy didn't even know they had. An alien dreadnought tried to flank the Resolute. But for human ships cut across its path, their combined fire shattering its shields and ripping it apart. The alien admirals, watching in disbelief, shouted over their comms, they should be breaking. They're fighting harder than ever. No fleet should fight like this, but they did. Every human ship fought as if a single mind guided them. The council chamber filled with panic. Some leaders demanded the child be destroyed immediately. Others whispered in awe, realizing what she had become. She is connected to them, Counselor Vayner said, his old voice trembling. She is guiding them. The High Chancellor slammed his staff. Then she is a weapon of war. A weapon that must be destroyed before the galaxy bows to humanity. Guards moved again, weapons aimed at the glowing child. Elena stepped in front of her, fearless. You'll have to go through me first, she said. The Chancellor sneered. Gladly, above Earth, the battle reached its peak. Alien ships pressed closer, preparing a final, devastating strike. Human ships, bloodied but unbroken, held the line. The skies blazed with fire, screams, and the thunder of war, and then the Resolute's engines flared. Its massive cannons glowed brighter than ever before. The entire ship seemed to pulse with the child's light. Admiral Hale's voice echoed across every channel. Every broadcast, every screen in the galaxy. This is humanity's stand. We will not bow. We will not break. Not today. The Resolute fired. A single beam tore through the void, carving straight through 3 alien dreadnoughts in one unstoppable shot. The explosion lit the entire battlefield like a second sun. Billions watching gasped. Alien admirals froze in disbelief. The council chamber fell silent, and the child, her eyes blazing, whispered one word, Rise. The alien fleet reels in shock as Earth's power is revealed. Will humanity claim victory, or will the Council unleash something even darker to stop them? The battlefield hung in silence after the blast. 3 alien dreadnoughts had been split apart in a single strike, their burning wreckage drifting like shattered moons above Earth. The glow of the Resolute's cannon faded, but the message was clear. Humanity was no longer a primitive species. They were a power that could not be ignored. In the council chamber, the High Chancellor staggered back, his face pale with fury. "Impossible," he hissed. "That weapon should not exist. No world should wield such power." But the child's glowing eyes turned toward him. Her voice rang out across every broadcast, carried to billions of ears. "You call it forbidden. You call it dangerous? But the truth is simple. Humanity fights because they must. They fight because no one else will." The chamber trembled with her words. Some counselors lowered their heads in shame. Others still shouted in anger. But the galaxy watching felt the shift. Above Earth, the alien armada reeled. Admirals shouted frantic commands. Fleets tried to regroup. But humanity pressed forward. The child's connection pulsed brighter. Human ships moved as one, striking dreadnoughts with ruthless precision. Fighters slashed through enemy swarms. Warships formed walls, shielding Earth from the brunt of the assault. For every human ship that fell, another pushed forward. For every explosion that lit the skies, humanity answered with fire, and the galaxy saw it. The fragile species once mocked now stood like giants. Unbreakable. The High Chancellor's voice cracked with desperation. "If we let them live, they will dominate us all. This child is not a savior. She is their weapon." He raised his staff, giving the final order. "Destroy her. Destroy them all." Guards surged forward, weapons drawn. The chamber echoed with the sound of charging energy rifles, but Alina Merrick moved first. She stood between the soldiers and the child, her arms spread wide. "You want to kill her?" she shouted. "Then you'll have to go through me. But understand this. Kill her, and you kill your own future." The guards hesitated. Billions watched their faces on the broadcast, hesitation, doubt, even fear, because they had seen what she had done. They had seen the impossible. The child rose slowly from the bed, her glow flooding the chamber like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. Her feet touched the floor with surprising strength. Her voice, soft yet steady, filled the galaxy. "I was dying. You gave up." But the human did not. And in her hands, I found life again. That is not corruption. That is hope. Her gaze shifted to the screens, where the battle raged above Earth. And now, I will finish what she began. She raised her hand. On the battlefield, the human fleet blazed with new power. Engines roared. Cannons glowed brighter. Shields flared with renewed strength. Alien fleets collapsed under the sudden surge. One by one, their ships fell, burning in silence as Earth's defenses crushed wave after wave. An alien admiral shouted over the comms, "Retreat! Retreat before they destroy us all." And for the first time in history, the great fleets of the Council broke and fled. The galaxy gasped. Back in the chamber, silence reigned. The counselors looked around in shock. The High Chancellor trembled with rage, but even he knew the truth. His armada was broken. His rule was shattered. The child turned to face him, her glow softening, her voice calm. "Your time is over. The Council will no longer rule through fear. Humanity will stand beside us, not beneath us." The Chancellor spat in defiance. "You cannot lead. You are a child." But her reply cut deeper than any blade. "Then let humanity lead." Because they never stopped fighting for life. The chamber erupted not in fury, but in thunderous shouts of agreement. The Council was breaking apart, old leaders shouting in denial, new voices rising with hope. The galaxy itself was changing. Above Earth, Admiral Hale gave the final command. "Hold position. Do not pursue. Let them see what happens when they strike at humanity." The human fleet, scarred but unbroken, hovered in silence over their homeworld. Billions on Earth cheered, their voices rising into the skies. Across alien worlds, others whispered the same truth. The age of humanity had begun. In the council chamber, Elena Merrick knelt beside the child, exhaustion heavy in her face. "You saved them," she whispered. The child smiled faintly. "No, we saved them." And with that, the glow dimmed, leaving her eyes bright and alive. The broadcast ended. Cutting across the galaxy like a blade, no one forgot what they had seen. A human doctor who refused to surrender, a child reborn by forbidden science, and an armada of warships that defied the greatest power in the stars, and a single truth etched itself into history: humanity does not surrender. Humanity rises. The galaxy will never be the same. Some worlds will rally to humanity. Others will plot revenge. And deep in the shadows, whispers begin: if this was only Earth's hidden fleet, what else are the humans preparing?